What is up, future success agents? Coach O here from the 1% Better Everyday Success Agency. Welcome back to Train the Response, the weekly audio series built for student athletes and coaches who refuse to be average. Every week, we break down the mental performance principles that separate good athletes from great ones and great athletes from legends. Let's get into it. This week, we are starting at the foundation. And I mean the foundation before we talk about focus, before we talk about confidence, before we talk about any of it, we have to start here. We have to talk about the response. Here is the truth. You do not control what happens in competition. You do not control the bad call. You do not control the turnover. You do not control the error in the third inning or the foul in the fourth quarter or the missed block that cost your team a possession. You do not control any of that. What you do control 100% is your response. And this connects directly to the first pillar of the O.M.A.R framework, grit. Grit is not just pushing through pain. Grit is choosing your response when everything is going sideways. It is staying locked in when your emotions want to pull you out of the game. That is what we are building today. Let me break this down into 3 points you can apply right now. Point 1. The gap between stimulus and response is where champions are built. Think about this. Something happens in a game. That is the stimulus. What you do next, that is the response. And in between those two things, there is a gap, a split second. That gap is where your mental training either shows up or it does not. Most athletes have never been taught that gap even exists. They just react. Something bad happens and they drop their head, they jaw at the ref, they start pressing. The best athletes in the world, they have trained that gap. They know it is there and they choose what goes into it. That is the skill. That is what we are developing. Point 2, here is an example every athlete knows. Picture this. You are in a close game, big moment. You make a mistake, bad pass, bad throw, bad shot. And instead of shaking it off and getting back in position, you are still thinking about that mistake 2 plays later, and then it happens again and again. Before you know it, one mistake turned into a performance spiral. You have seen it. You have probably lived it. That spiral does not start with the mistake. It starts with the response to the mistake. Elite athletes reset. They do not erase what happened. They choose not to carry it into the next play. Point 3, here is your tool for this week. I call it the 3-word reset. It is simple. When something goes wrong in practice or competition, you say 3 words out loud or in your head. The 3 words are next play, let go, that is it, next play, let go. You say it and then you physically reset, chin up, shoulders back, eyes forward. You are training your brain to close the loop on the last play and open a clean one. It sounds simple. Do not underestimate it. Repetition is what makes it automatic. And when it is automatic, it works when the pressure is real. I spent 21 years as a correctional officer, and I can tell you firsthand, in that environment, the response is everything. You cannot control what is going to happen on any given shift. You cannot control what walks through that door, but you can absolutely control how you carry yourself, how you respond, and whether you let what just happened follow you into the next moment. I learned early that the officers who lost control, who let every incident get under their skin, were the ones who burned out. The ones who lasted, the ones who led, they trained the response. They knew the gap. I took that into every athletic program I have ever worked with. The principle is the same whether you are on a basketball court or a correctional facility floor. Train the response. It will always serve you. This week's challenge is simple. Every time something goes wrong in practice, a bad rep, a missed assignment, a moment where you feel frustrated, I want you to use the 3-word reset. Next play, let go. Then physically reset your posture. Chin up, shoulders back, eyes forward. Do it every single day this week. Come back next Sunday and tell me what changed. That is your 1% better this week. If you are a student athlete or a sports parent and you want to take this further, the Summer Mindset Performance Academy is an 8-week program that develops everything we talked about today and more. Limited spots available at omarstinney.com/summeracademy. Link in the description below. And if you want to know exactly where your athlete stands mentally right now, take the free mental performance scorecard at omarstinney.com/scorecard. Takes 5 minutes. Results are instant. Until next Sunday, stay disciplined, stay consistent, and remember, train the response. Coach O out.